Teresa is with Fox. I gotta stop thinking about him. I'm with Chad. Oh my God. What is this?
Well, the bubbly is to celebrate your debut as a singer, and the rose is because everyone loves you. Most of all, me. Lee, what's wrong? You were great in there. I mean, you should be feeling totally psyched. Happy.
But I don't, Chad. I feel awful. I feel just awful.
Baby, look, I know you're upset about your mother and Julian, thinking that they're carrying on behind your father's back. But the thing is, you don't know that for sure.
Okay, and your point is what?
That whatever your mother's got going on, both she and your father came to see you sing tonight, despite how they feel about you quitting tennis to do so. Now, you gotta be happy about that.
Yeah, I should be, right?
And what's the problem? I mean, you're on your way to winning them over. Even your father looks like he's getting ready to back you up.
And where was my mother tonight? Where was she while I was singing?
It's hard for her.
Yeah, it's hard for her to keep her hands off her lover. That's who she was with the whole time while I was singing. And when my father found them together again, he almost killed Julian. So my father could have gone to prison for the rest of his life, and it would have been my mother's fault. So how, Chad? How can I think of tonight as a success when my whole family is falling apart around me? Look, something is going on between my mother and Julian. I think they're having an affair. But whatever it is, my father's too much in love with my mother to see that she's playing him for a fool. So how can I be happy about tonight? Celebrate my future when my whole family's falling apart around me?
It's like you said. You don't know for sure that Julian and your mother are fooling around. I mean, they could just be getting close because Julian's building that new hospital wing and naming it after your mother.
Okay, for someone who grew up on the streets, you're acting pretty naive right now. Both my mom and Mr. Crane said that I don't know the whole story. They all but admitted something big is going on, but won't tell me what it is. So either they're trying to hide the fact that they're pod people, or they're having an affair. And my money's on number 2.
Okay, so you're right, and they are an item. Short of telling your father, what can you do?
I don't know, Chad. I wish I knew, but I have to do something. Keeping this secret, all this stuff is just, it's killing me.
Well, then you have to let it go.
Yeah, I'll just let it go.
No, for real, Whitney. Look, I know you love your family. Okay, but right or wrong, for better or worse, they're living their lives, and it's time for you to start living yours. You can't let their problems stop you from feeling the high you should after the way you sang tonight. Baby, it's time for you to start feeling happy for yourself, for the choices you've made.
I don't know if I can do that. Not when it looks like my father's life is about to change forever.
See, Whitney, the way I see it, there are 2 kinds of people in this world. Those who take on guilt for stuff they shouldn't, and people who should feel guilty, but don't.
And I'm in the first category.
You're a good person. And you want other people to be good, too. And when they're not, well, it's in your nature to try and change things. Make them right.
I can't help it, Chad.
No, you can't. You know, I read somewhere that what you do comes from being the firstborn child. You know, it's your instinct to try and fix things. You think that if you don't do something, your father will get hurt and your family will fall apart. You know, maybe that's true, but there's a bigger truth, Whitney. And as you can't change the way people behave. People are gonna do what they're gonna do, and all you can do is love. So if your mother's gonna be with Julian Crane, she's gonna be with Julian Crane.
Wait, so I'm just supposed to let my father...
No, Whitney, I understand you want to keep your family together. Protect your father from being hurt, but you can't. That's the bottom line. And if you keep trying, you're gonna be the one that ends up falling apart. Whitney, I'm not saying you should turn your back on your family. I just don't feel like it's on your shoulder whether things stay the same or fall apart. I mean, sure, love them, but don't try to be the glue that holds everything together.
God, it's just so hard to let go.
Yeah, and I love you for caring. But you can't run your mother's life any more than you let her run yours. Only, in a way, you're still letting her.
How am I doing that?
No. I mean, the way I see it, you're thinking whatever's going on with Julian and your mother is souring your love. And I'm asking you not to let it. Whitney, I love you. And for real, I will never cheat on you. Ever.
Oh, Chad, I'm so sorry. I never meant for my parents' problems to come between you and me. I love you too.
You know, when I was a kid, I always imagined what my wife would be like. I always dreamed she would be this incredible, strong, really giving woman. And as amazing as she was, you're even more incredible.
Really?
Whitney, you are more amazing than any woman I could ever imagine. I swear I will never be unfaithful to you. No other woman will ever be in my heart. Only my love for you.
Those things you said about me, you really mean them?
Every word.
Thank you so much, Chad. You're so good to me.
I love you, Whitney. And now that we're back together, we will always be. Nobody's ever gonna come between us.
Hey, hey, hey. Well, we're leaving, but we just wanted to say that you did awesome tonight. You were wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Well, thank you for you guys coming and saying you liked my performance tonight. I mean, I think I did okay.
Okay. Honey, you were wonderful. You heard the applause. Everybody loved you.
Yeah, except for my mom, who was too busy sneaking off with Fox's father to hear me.
Sorry.
Oh, well, it's not your fault. And like Chad said, short of telling my father what I know and ruining his life, there's nothing I can do about them seeing one another.
I think you're right.
He made me feel a whole lot better. And I love you very much for it.
Well, you know what? I was just thinking that it's not going to be long before we're saying that we knew you before you were a star.
Yeah, right.
No, Whitney, I agree with Teresa. I see a wonderful future ahead for you. And I'm sure we'll get exactly what we both want. Especially when it comes to outing Eve and Julian.